important from academic point of view, that is for your theoretical concept point of view. In this evolution of management, we have two important theories, very important theories, and each theory will be asked for 12 marks minimum. Okay, they are very big theories. You people have to study that now. Okay, now we will go with this. Evolution of management. What is evolution of management? In that evolution of management, we have three important approaches. One is classical approach, one is neoclassical approach, and third one is modern approach. Based on these approaches, whatever they have taken, what they do is early classical approach, they will take certain things which are there from the classical approach, and modern approaches, they combine everything and they develop a theories, whatever that theory, based on that theory, an entrepreneur can develop his own business. We will be studying those theories. Okay. So what is this classical approach? In classical approach, mainly they were using scientific management, administrative management, and human relations approach were there in the old classical theory. Whatever the management were developed in olden days, like the George who gave us the definition of management, those days they were mainly only through scientific, administrative, human relations. That's all. That is what a manager used to communicate with the people who are there in the employees, and they used to use little bit scientific approaches like mathematical calculations and all they were using to get the profit, everything. Then administrative management. The manager will be there, one will be there, he will be mainly taking care of entire management teams. He'll be taking the count of employees, who is coming, who is going, what should be the salary of those employees, how many employees should I recruit for that particular management. Administrative purpose is entirely different from technical purpose. Okay, so for each scientific management there will be one manager, administrative there will be one manager, and human relations there will be separate manager, HR manager, and the very different managers will be there. That was a classical, that is the olden approach they were using. Then due to some disadvantages, these three important approaches are just not enough nowadays. Nowadays technology is over, right? Technology is developing in such a way that just using those three approaches you cannot develop anything. So what, based on the technologies and based on the revolution, they next gone through the next approach. We will be studying these approaches in the theories. Okay, so neoclassical approach, human relation, movement, and behavioral approach. See here, apart from the human relation approach, behavioral approach was added, because behavior is very important. When I become a manager to your employees, I should see the behavior of those people also. That is also important, right? I am giving certain work to one employee, I have to see whether that employee is okay with whatever the work I am giving. Because whatever the work an employee is doing, he has to do from his own heartfully ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಕೆಲಸ. Just for the sake of salary or just for the pressure, the employee should not be in any organization. Okay, so behavior approach is also important. I should communicate with the employees who are there in an organization. I have to see what is their pros and cons from the work which I are giving to the people. Okay, then the later days they thought that behavioral approach is also very important within the employees. Next one, finally they came with this approach, that is quantitative systems and contingency approach. We will be studying these important in our theorems. So what is this quantitative approach? When you take your any management, or not only management, when you take any research, whatever you are involving in a new innovation ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, there quantity and qualitative approaches will be there. Two approaches. So what is that quantitative means? Quantitative means I give those many number of employees in the company. After giving so many number of employees, I should get a quality work from them. Quantity and quality both are relational with each other. Okay, sumne if I hire 100 of employees in my company and I am giving only task for 10 people, it is no use. You will go into the stage where you will get loss in your business. So these all approaches have to be taken care. Then systems approach, very important thing is you have to take care of the system in such a way that the employees who are there in that system, whichever in the organization, he has to follow all the rules, regulations given by that organization in such a way that based on those rules and regulations, you should extract a profit from them. Okay, that is a system. System means at that particular point of time, what I am implementing on that people. There will be certain tools to do this. I think you people have studied in software engineering. different case tools alla ide nodidira. Those tools will be here scientifically involved in the particular systems to get the profit. Okay, for example, certain case tool is there. What is that case tool? A tool which is a combination of which work and mathematical formula you have to use in that system at that particular point of time. For example, I'll give you one project for certain set of people. Those set of projects whichever based on the goals, what they have to achieve, they will be using particular tools. Scientifically, they will use certain tools to implement in their project to get the output from that. Okay, that is known as systems approach. Technically, you have to be very strong. Okay, then this contingency approach, I explain this contingency, will not understand. We will go with the theories, then only you will come to know what is this. Okay, so these approaches are very important. Based on the classical, neoclassical, modern approaches, certain theories were built. Based on the theories, even now, the management, wherever you go, the government framed the rules based on these theories. Okay, so this evolution of management, these theories are very important. First one is Taylor's contribution under scientific management. So he gave this one. Scientific management he gave mainly based on this Taylor's concept was evolved. Okay, and then some other concepts were there. Looking the disadvantages of those concepts, still many concepts were evolved. Okay, first we will see with the Taylor's. This is very important question for 12 marks. Okay, they'll ask you explain the Taylor's contributions with pros, cons, everything you have to explain. So Taylor launched a movement in 1910 which is known as scientific management. How a businessman can involve this scientific approach in his business and how he can get a good profit from his business. He gave that ideas to the business people. Okay, in 1910 he gave this. So what are the principles of that? According to his theory, separation of planning and doing the task. Mainly he told planning is entirely different from the task whichever you are doing. Even nowadays that we follow, planning is nothing but what? Fixing the goals is nothing but planning. I'll give some blueprint, I will plan, yes, this work has to be done in this way. Thus I'll take a blueprint of that and I'll keep it. But doing is entirely different, right? After planning, I'll organize, I will start, then finally I will implement certain work. That is known as, that is what he gave in scientific approach. He told planning is entirely different from doing. Separate those two. That is what he told to the business people. You first put the aims, goals into one paper, then you start doing that. Don't mix planning and organizing, selecting everything together. Okay, that is what the first step he told. Next, bilateral mental revolution. Scientific manage involves a complete mental revolution of workmen towards their work. He gave one more important scientific concept, that mentality of the employees who are working there, based on that mentality your profit will be depending, because the people who come to the company and work with a free mental this thing, that is they should not be more mental pressure to the people. You make them work in such a way that the environment should be good for them. You should not pressurize them so much, so that even if you pressurize more, what happens, the output will be very less. But people who are working in a company, they will not work much. Okay, ad gottalla nimge, when I pressurize you today, I'll tell you I will give this assignment, whatever I have given. One more faculty will come and again she will also give you one assignment. All the 6 faculties will give you assignment and they will ask you to submit by tomorrow 11 o'clock. What will be your pressure? What happens? You will not sleep properly. Whole night you will be writing. If tomorrow is the college, what happens? Tomorrow you will come to late to the college. When we ask, because of assignments, I slept late and I got up very late to the morning, so I came very late to the college. This all happens, right? So output from you people will be very less. That is, either you may miss the class, tomorrow's class, or you may come to the college but you will be very late to the college. You may miss some classes, right? So what happens now? Output from you people is very less compared to this. I should not pressurize you people in such a way that you should get I should get a good output. Why I scolded you people? Because you people were doing this, so I scolded you. Nange pressure rise aito. That is only because of you people I did, that's all. Or else I will be cool in the class. That's what, right? That is what, when I pressurize you people, when you pressurize me, I will pressurize you people. That's all. So that is what a simple example. When manager is there, you should not much pressurize to the employees so that their mental pressure is also very, very important. Okay. Mental revolution. That is, don't mentally torture them so that you cannot get good outputs from them. If the mind is free, ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು innovation ಕಂಡಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, right? If your mind is very free, something I tell you, you may give some or the other answer related to that, right? If more thing is there in the mental this thing, what happens? You cannot concentrate on anything. That is what very important scientific he gave. Next one is financial incentives. He told, in order to motivate workers for greater and better work, give some incentives to the people who are working in the company. Okay, so give some incentives. Any organization you take, you tell them you complete this amount of time in some 100 hours or 80 hours, you get a good bonus from this. You will be promoted. Certain incentives have to be given to the employees who are working in a company. These are all the scientific approaches he told to attract the employees in the company. Okay, next one is economy. Maximum output is achieved through the division of labor and specialization. This is very, very important. Even nowadays, we do this in most of the software companies, everywhere in the organization, even educational, political, everywhere you go, division of labor is important. As I told you yesterday, in companies, what they do, I'll give you one task. One main manager will be there. He will be given one task. The project he will be given. The main manager will tell this person who is given the task, so that you have to complete this project within 100 days. I mean, giving you. Okay, that's all. Now, what that manager will do, he will divide the task into certain groups will be there. Okay, one group mainly will be meant for the first phase, that is requirement phase. He will take and he will frame the group, and one team leader will be there for that group. Next group will be there, that is only meant for designing purpose. They will just give the blueprints, they will design, they will give the algorithms, flow charts. Entire team will be there for requirements, that is for designing. Next, entire team will be there to write the coding. Next team will be there to test. Next team will be there to finally bring the product to the customer. Like this, each and every work will be divided. One person cannot do everything. One person will be having main knowledge in implementation. He will be having good knowledge in coding. Some other person will be having good knowledge in drawing. Some other will be having good knowledge to gain the data. Like this, the people will be divided in the companies. Okay, don't think that you will be engineer and he will be doing everything in the companies. You, based on your training, they'll give you training and which work you are good, they will take you and put into that group. Okay, this is what happening in wherever you go. Division of labor. Divide the work and give that work into smaller tasks to each and everyone, so that you can complete the task in less amount of time with more output. That is what division of labor. Understood? And specialization, that is also important. Like I told you, one person is good in requirement stage, that is he can gather the information, that person is only meant for that. One person is good in coding, he will be meant into implementation stage. One person will be good in testing. Testing is entirely different. Test madake, he should get more knowledge for testing. So the person who will be very good in testing, they will be put into some other field. Like that, specialization important. See whether your employee is good with that specialization, whichever you are giving him or not. Okay, if he isn't good in that specialization, you will get good knowledge or you'll get good output. Okay, if I give my coding work to some other person who doesn't know coding, what will happen? Even after 5 days, even after 1 week, even after 10 days, he will not give anything to me. That is what, think and give the work. Assign to the people who are specialists in that particular work and divide that work into, instead of giving one work to 10 people, divide that work and give it to 100 people, so that output will be more. You can complete the task in less amount of time. This is what he gave. According to Taylor, he told, first do the planning. Planning is separate from organizing and other things. Planning is entirely different from doing the task. Next one is, don't pressurize the employees who are there in the company. Next, give good incentives to the people who are there in the company. And then follow division of labor in the company. Then you follow all these scientific approaches, you will get a good output, he told. Okay, these are the main things he gave in 1910.